welcome to episode 33 of Weekly Nuggets, which happens to be the last part of our series on contradictions. The fourth contradiction, I term it Weakness Gives Strength. Everyone wants to appear strong or to be strong. No one wants the other person to know that he or she has some kind of weakness. Normally, if you accept your weakness and you acknowledge it, you appear to be vulnerable. But the contradiction here is that as Christians, the first step to being strong is to accept your weakness. With all the good works Apostle Paul did in this world, he had a weakness which he accepted and went to God in prayer. In 2 Corinthians 16 verse 9 and 10, he begged God 3 times to take that weakness away. And in every time that he prayed, every answer God gave him was that his grace was all that he needed. His power was made perfect in his weakness. His power works best in his weakness. So if Apostle Paul had not accepted his weakness and gone to God in prayer, he would not have known that God's grace was all that he needed. He wouldn't have known that God's power worked best in his weakness. So for him to be strong, he needed to first be weak. He needed to accept the fact that he was weak and he needed help from God. And God's grace would make him strong. The problem we have nowadays is that we think we are superhuman. We think it is wrong for us to accept that we have certain weaknesses. We think that acknowledging our weakness makes us vulnerable. But the only way to be strong is to first acknowledge your weakness, accept it. Then just like Apostle Paul did, go to God in prayer and let his power be made perfect in your weakness. The fact that you have a weakness does not make you any less of a human being or does not stop making you a child of God. If God could send his only son to die for us, if he could love us whilst we were yet sinners, what makes you think that your weakness will take away his love for you? It is okay if you steal. It is okay if you lie. It is okay if you backbite. It is okay if you gossip. What is not okay is after you do all these and more, you do not go to God to help you in this weakness. You have accepted the fact that you steal, you lie, you backbite, you do all those things. Yes, that is the first step to being strong, accepting your weakness. But it is not okay if after doing all these things, you don't go to God for his power to be made perfect in your weakness. That is where the problem is. After God's power has done its best work in your weakness, that is when we become strong. That is when we say that I was once blind, but now I can see. That is when you say that I used to do this, but now I don't do it anymore. That's when you say that I was once a sinner, but I have been saved by grace. God needs us to come to him just as we are, accept our weaknesses and bring it before him. He already knows it. He already knows that we have that weakness. So why do we try to go to God and look good? We want to appear good and appear all holy and sanctimonious when we know very well that there's something that is becoming a weight that is preventing us from running the race as we are supposed to run. God knows it already. So just come to him as he is, and his power will be made perfect in your weakness. His power will work best in your weakness and take it away. For when you are weak, then you become strong. This ends our contradiction series. My name is AJ, and know that it is okay to accept your weakness and allow God's power to work its best in your weakness. For when you are weak, then you are made strong. God bless you.